In American popular culture, truckers are sometimes referred to as the kings of the road. But in Australia, truckies enjoy a less than royal reputation. We're here today to meet with Rod Hennefy, who's a trucking advocate and activist, and who's trying to get people to understand how to make the roads safer for everybody. We're going to do a ride along with him and show you what's involved in making that happen.
Mate, I drove my first road train at 16 and I went for my licence in a semi. They weren't real impressed when I turned up in one, but he passed me and I've been at it since.
There's only one or two cowboys out on the bloody road nowadays, where a few years back there was a lot. But now, education, they've got speed limiters on the trucks, they've got dash cams, which is all helping everybody. And the dash cam on a truck or a car makes or breaks your driving.
One of the reasons a lot of the trucks have the cameras in them now is we used to complain about the behaviour of motorists and people would say, no, somebody wouldn't do something that silly. Well, now we can prove it and we hope that we can educate them not to. I got involved in 1999. I had one of those days on the road. I came out of Narrabri, car overtook me with a B-double coming the other way. We both went off the road. There was two little kids in the back of the car. I rang the police and reported the car. That was number one. Then I met a car on a bridge and he wanted to fight me for it with millimetres of clearance either side. And I thought, goodness me, I hope number three doesn't happen. And I thought, what do I do about this? How do I change things? And I've been involved ever since. We have some magnificent looking trucks up and down the highway that promote tractors and vineyard and dog food on their curtains, but not one promoted our industry. And I thought, well, if we had something that did promote our industry, if I could go to one event per month or I could have one person a month in the truck, and Wendy Machin from the NRMA did a trip with me. And look, one of her comments was coming out of Brisbane. She said, I've been on the farm and I was in the farm tractor and the truck and I thought I knew about trucks, and within half an hour you've shown me I don't know much at all. So it is about an education process, and this is to put that in front of people in a positive way. If I can save one life by getting a bit of road fixed, by having a rest area improved, by having one person understand the truckie's top 10 tips, then everything after that's a bonus.
Have a movie of a car and a truck going the same speed, and then how long put the brakes on and see how long it takes a truck to slow down compared to the car.
There's a lot of people out there who probably don't understand what's going on, how much distance they need to stop. Yep. When they're going past them, how they suck a caravan in or move it on the road.
I think there'd be a lot of the grey nomads out there that maybe because this is the done thing, it might be their first adventure out onto the road, and I think they're the ones that need to be really featured in the extra knowledge.
Our plan is to run from Melbourne up to Dubbo. Of course, we've got the Hume. You've got 3 hours up there, which is our best road. But then you step off onto secondary roads into New South Wales, and that's part of the plan. If you just came up the Hume, you'd see the best road. You wouldn't understand the lack of facilities. To come through to Dubbo, you see the Newell Highway and parts of the Golden Way. And if we can show you that and show you that it's not all pristine and perfect, and we want to be safe, we want to get home safely each day, but if those roads have potholes and failures and we don't report them to the authorities, well, how do they know they exist? And then how do we get them fixed? You can be lucky, you can drive in and be the only truck there. You can be unlucky and have stopped to have a leak and buy a sandwich and 5 trucks have got in front of you and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's one of the things where the logbook is a very inflexible tool. It is both designed, policed, and we are punished by people who don't have to live by it themselves. And yet, of course, I have no control over whether there's 1 truck here or 5, whether the forkie's slow or fast, whether it's raining, the product line's broken down. All of those things are completely outside of my control. And yet, I am the one that has to then comply with not only the company that wants the load done, the company that wants it loaded, the company that wants it delivered, and my company and the public and the road authorities as well to comply with all of these things. So it leaves us dangling at the end of what is our chain of responsibility.
The southern states, they don't seem to have that much regard for a truck. It's just a truck, and I can get in front of him and I can accelerate quicker, but they forget that the bloody trucks cannot stop as quick.
If there is a reasonable shoulder, and here we go, we're taking a step down again now. Back there where that shoulder was, I have the capacity to move either way to miss that route. The narrower the shoulder, the less room you have to play. Whether the car coming towards you is drifting across the road because he's gone to sleep.
Green P-platers The Reds seem to be a little bit worried. The green P-platers seem to think they've had enough experience to drive faster than anybody should, and they haven't.
Yeah.
It's a running joke between a few of my mates that you stay away from white vans and green P-platers.
I have a real concern now that they spend 3 or 4 years playing video games where the more people you kill and the more laws you break, the more points you get. Then we wonder why they're so aggressive on the road. I had my young son in the car one day, we're driving along, this car just wheeled straight out in front of us, and he said, just run into him, Dad. Like the game, you just hit restart, life's good, and away you're going in. And it's not like that.
Before they get their licence, I think that could be another avenue where maybe we could introduce some information from truck drivers or the other people who are sharing the road with those learners.
There was an incident a number of years ago when I was still driving fuel tankers. Loaded out of Newcastle, about 55,000 litres of petrol, just about getting up to road speed, up to about 9900 kilometres an hour. And I looked and there was a car, there was a road on my left, come out of one of the rhinos, and I looked and I saw the car there and I saw the car stop, and I swear the bloke looked at me. I looked into the car and saw the bloke there, and I thought, well, that's good, he's seen me, I'm safe. And I was probably less than 200 metres away when he pulled straight out in front of me going my way. And a B-double, whilst being a fairly stable combination, does not cope really well with being reefed 8 feet across the other side of the road. I missed him by millimetres. I don't know how much, but it wasn't a lot. Having done that, I did it in a section where there was double lanes and a blind crest, and had I not done that, and if someone come the other way, of course, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But it was the only way I could find to save their lives and mine. And mate, my heart stopped, that palpitation, I think, oh my God, and you still got to get the truck past him and back into that lane as quick as you can as you come over the crest and hope no one turns up.